Greetings to our brothers and sisters from Stony Point Church. We love you guys so much. We've been so blessed to be partners with you now for over 20 years. Wow, we've enjoyed your trips to Peru to visit with us, minister among us, your trips to Colombia, our trips to Stony Point, to California to visit with you. We just feel like family. We love you guys and we thank you for partnering with us in ministry.
And you know that we're missionary educators. We believe the best way to fulfill the Great Commission is training national workers. And we do this through helping to administrate Bible colleges in Peru, where we had record enrollment this year, and in Colombia, where we've got another wonderful group of students. We'll remind you, each one of these students are called into full-time ministry. I think the best way to show you how effective these programs are is for you to look at these next two slides.
For us, these next two slides are super special because these are what we call our Bible college grandchildren. These are young men and women who have been raised up or won to the Lord in churches that were planted by former students of the Bible college. So our graduates who have gone out and planted churches have won these young men and women to the Lord, and now they are studying in the Bible college in Colombia and here in the Bible college in Peru.
And here you really see the law of multiplication in action. In June, we had our first commissioning service for our first group of graduates getting ready to graduate from Peru after we reopened the Bible College in 2019. And we want to tell you about what some of them are doing.
Okay. This is Ana Peña. And she's just a beautiful young lady from here in Lima. From the time she came to us, she told us that she had a heart for the city of Abancay. Abancay is a city high in the mountains, different culture, different weather conditions, just all around different from here in Lima. And yet this young lady from the capital city wanted to go to the city of Abancay, a city of over 300,000 people, to plant the first Church of God in that city. We are thrilled with what she's doing. She's just on top of it, doing all kinds of ministry with adults, with teenagers, with children, and the Lord is using her there in Abancay. This is Christian and Wendy, a young couple that came to the Bible school. Both of them came as students. They were already married, and while they were studying, they had a second child. And this brave young couple has been willing to step out and go to a city in the north called Piura, a city of 500,000 people, to raise up the first Church of God in that city. And it's also the first Church of God in that whole area of Peru. So we're very excited about them. They're doing a tremendous job. Just wow, just giving it everything they got. We're so proud of them and thankful for another church plant in Peru.
And we're not so gung-ho Church of God that we believe we're the only ones going to heaven. But like Pastor Harper, we are Church of God, and we feel like every major city in the world should have a good, healthy Church of God congregation. So anytime you get the first Church of God in a city, that's a major victory. But this is even more exciting. This is Percy and Lindsay, two of our students that felt called to go to the floating islands of Lake Titicaca. I don't know if you remember laughing about that lake when you were in your middle school geography classes, but it really is a lake 13,000 feet above sea level, and there's these man-made floating islands on it, and 2,000 Uru Quechuas. And prior to Percy and Lindsay's arrival, there was no Christian church on these islands, no Christian witness. The Urus were classified as an unreached people group, but not anymore. Our students are there planting the first Christian church on these islands, and they haven't even graduated yet. They're just doing their internship. And Stony Point is a part of this because you're helping us to train these students, and then you're helping to sponsor these students as they go out and raise up these churches.
Wayne and I are at the point now, an exciting place in our ministry, where anywhere we go in Peru or in Colombia, we have a number of graduates pastoring in that area. So finally, after all the shutdowns with COVID, we were able to make a ministry trip earlier this year and visit with some of our students. And we want to tell you about some of them.
This is Adolfo and Kelly. They met, fell in love, got married at our Bible college, and after graduating, they were appointed of pastors at a church in the Jungle region, pretty good sized church. And their church, over the last 12 years under their leadership, have planted 4 daughter churches.
This is Freddie and his wife Sulema. Freddie also graduated from our Bible college here in Peru, and he has been pastoring now for a number of years. Since he began to pastor, he has pastored 3 churches, and the 3 churches that he has pastored with his wife Sulema have planted 7 other churches. So again, we see this principle of multiplication just happening. You help support church plants, which then help support church plants, and souls are being won. That's what it's all about.
Amen. And this is Sara. She finished our program, married a young man who studied in Ecuador, and they are pastoring a church on the Peaches River, one of the tributaries to the Amazon. And on the Peaches River, there are 120 Ashenica villages. When this church was planted, there were no churches in any of these villages. And through the ministry of this church, 20 churches have been planted among these Ashenica villages. And Phyllis and I were privileged to be at the first baptismal service at the newest church. And how cool is that to be at the first baptismal service of a brand new church?
I took this picture because it was just totally unusual for me. I know you see baptisms all the time, but I bet you never see a canoe like that one going by during your baptismal service.
So we appreciate so much our partnership with Stony Point. Year after year, you're among our top supporting churches. You enjoy so much, you have such a heart for church planting, and you believe in our ministry. You always make us feel welcome when we're with you. We love our Stony Point family and appreciate your faithful support.
We love you guys. God bless you richly.